What is up, my friends? The Capcom Legacy Edition has arrived. We're going to review it here on the channel. I'll share my thoughts right after this. Building one of these is fun and easy. I really enjoy building these things. And just to share a little tip with you guys, save yourself the trouble, and when building the riser, just get yourself a power drill. So much easier and so much quicker. If you built lightweight furniture before, then you'd have no problem building one of these. All you need is a Phillips screwdriver and about an hour of your time. And this arcade cabinet is beautiful. It definitely gives off the 80s vibe with that bright neon colors. I love to just sit here and stare at it, you know. It brings back some great childhood memories of playing Street Fighter in a local pizzeria. Now, some of the reasons why I skipped out on Arcade 1-Up's first Street Fighter II cabinet was that it didn't have a light-up marquee, and it had just one speaker. But as you can see with this cabinet, you get the marquee and the stereo speakers. And at pretty much the same price as the original Street Fighter II cabinet by Arcade 1-Up, you now get these improvements along with a total of 12 games. Now, I would have been very annoyed if I had bought the original Street Fighter II cabinet, and then, you know, less than 2 years later this comes out. I'm satisfied with overall quality for the price. However, there is one red flag that I have to tell you about. It's this front panel. This coin slot replica, it's made with very thin wood. It's like borderline cardboard. You're gonna have to be mindful of that. It wouldn't take much for like a stool to tip over and fall into it, possibly putting a hole right through it. And the average person could just karate chop right through it. Now, the stereo speakers sound very good. I'm satisfied with the audio of all my Arcade 1-Ups, and I've now come to expect quality sound. I have no issues with the arcade sticks. The quality is pretty good, and the buttons, they pop back up pretty quickly. The joysticks have the clickable 8-way direction, but it would have been nice for the buttons to have more of that springy, faster feel, you know, when you're playing the rapid fire games like 1944 or Commando. The joystick playing field, though, is really small, and it's something you have to be very mindful of, as this is not the full-size machine you played on at the arcades when you were a kid. Two adults playing side by side are going to have a tough time. They're going to feel cramped. I thought it was a cool touch that they gave you your choice of rounded joysticks or the bat stick tops. They give you two of each. Now, I don't like the fact that you have this raised little column here on the edge by the joystick. You really don't have a place for your hand to comfortably sit. So, I mean, over time with your hand resting off to the side like that, it may wind up, you know, crimping the side of the film, or, you know, the sticky graphics that sticks to the side of the machine. That film, you can see it peeling off over time just by like your hand wear. I don't know. It's like it's a major design flaw in my opinion. I think some people may not like, you know, the fact that their hand really doesn't have a place to rest. Now, with each game, you have difficulty options, which I do like, because, I mean, these games are direct arcade ports, so expect them in their stock form to be difficult for the average gamer. I like the difficulty options for my children. I can make the games easier for them, and I can also quickly get back to the options to put it back to the stock difficulty. Your high scores are automatically saved, and if a high score is compromised, don't worry about it. You can just reset the high scores. You could also pause your game at any given time, which is a really cool feature you didn't have at the arcades. You can also add scan lines, but you really don't have any options. It's just one scan line option, and then it's on or off. Now let's get into the games. You have every variation of Street Fighter II, from the original, Champion Edition, Turbo versions, and the same for Super Street Fighter II. They also include Street Fighter 1, which is, in my opinion, just a throwaway. I mean, who's actually going to play or buy this cabinet for Street Fighter 1? Nobody. The other 6 games are well-known Capcom classics. You have Darksiders, Ghosts and Goblins, the arcade version of Ghosts and Goblins, Strider, which I had the Genesis cartridge, still have it. That was a great arcade port, man. I have the NES version of Commando, so now it's pretty cool to have a arcade version of Commando. Great game. Final Fight, everyone's heard of Final Fight. Another good beat 'em up. But of course, we Streets of Rage 2 is better. 1944. I never played this one, so it's gonna be fun. I mean, I've played 1943, but this looks like the sequel, right? There's one more thing that I wanted to add. Now, I'm pretty tall. Now, this arcade 1-up machine is like the standard arcade 1-up size with the riser. But when I stand up next to this machine and look down and play, as you can see from this image, you can't see the screen. So if you're around 6 foot, I'm 6'1". If you're about, probably I would say like 5'9" or taller, you might have problems viewing the monitor because the marquee kind of blocks it. I don't know, man. Maybe the screen should have been angled down, a little back further. But whatever, it is what it is. I'm content. I'll use my stool. So yeah, if you're a tall gamer, arcade 1-up is kind of prejudiced against you. You're gonna have to squat down or get yourself a chair, a bar stool. And I also noticed some of the emulation with Street Fighter was a little, I don't know, man. I don't know. Zangief on Street Fighter 2, he had no eyeballs. I noticed that, and a couple other weird little things, a little pixelated at times. They should have offered more scanline options. That's just me. I mean, a lot of guys that are looking to buy something like this, they want it to look, pure, like we saw it, when we were kids. So it's not quite there yet as far as like replicating that arcade experience, but it's pretty close, man, and it's a joy to play on. My kids get a kick out of it. I'm enjoying it. But for this review, I got to be critical. I had to point out the things that I saw that were kind of unacceptable. I don't know. If you want really good ports of Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, the Alpha series, you can get this disc. It's even digital now, a digital copy or a hard copy. PS4, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. This is some damn good emulation. Wi-Fi competition. That's another thing. No Wi-Fi for the arcade, for the Capcom Legacy Edition. No Wi-Fi. The Killer Instinct one is supposed to have Wi-Fi. Why couldn't they give this one? Weird, man. So anyway, because they probably going to have another Street Fighter arcade 1-up come out another year or two from now. They just try and milk us for more Street Fighter nostalgia. I don't know. Anyway, if you're new here, consider subscribing. Always keep it real on this channel for more reviews. Thank you all for watching. Hope you got some information out of this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. Peace!